'68 Lincoln Mark III. We went back and forth on whether the Continental Mark III belonged on this list. After all, it was basically the grand marshal of Lincoln's 15-year-long parade of oversized, floaty land yachts. But from a business standpoint, this car was a home run. At the time, the Lincoln Mercury division was bleeding money. That's when Lee Iacocca, who was then Ford's executive vice president in charge of cars and trucks, stepped in. His directive was blunt: put a Rolls-Royce grille on a Thunderbird. And with that one sentence, the blueprint for the Mark III was born, a personal luxury coupe built on a budget. Lincoln's big picture goal was to outsell Cadillac's Eldorado, and the Mark III did just that in its very first year. According to Iacocca himself, $2,000 of the Mark III's $6,585 sticker price was pure profit. Just one model turned the struggling Lincoln Mercury division into Ford's biggest moneymaker. Now, the Mark III didn't break new ground technologically. It wasn't innovative, but it was bold, powerful, and undeniably stylish. Under the hood, it packed a massive 7.5-liter V8, cranking out a jaw-dropping 500 pound-feet of torque. Despite weighing in at around 2.5 tons, Motor Trend clocked it from 0 to 60 in just 8.6 seconds. Impressive for the era. The Mark III marked a turning point for it. Without it, the brand might not have made it to its 50th anniversary, let alone still be around to celebrate its 100th. '84 Lincoln Mark VII LSC. During the 1970s, Lincoln made a fortune selling massive, chrome-laden land yachts to a loyal group of more traditional buyers. But when the Mark VII luxury sport coupe rolled out, it marked a bold shift in direction. This car was sleek, smaller in size, and far more aerodynamic, totally unlike the oversized boats Lincoln had become known for. And instead of flashy chrome, it used trim sparingly, giving it a clean, modern look. Underneath, it shared the Fox platform with the Ford Mustang. But Lincoln went a step further by adding electronic air suspension. The goal was to balance smooth luxury with a touch of legitimate handling ability, without sacrificing that classic Lincoln ride comfort. As the years went on, Lincoln quietly started boosting the Mark VII's performance. The original 4.9-liter V8 made around 140 horsepower, but by the time they dropped in the high-output Mustang GT engine, it was putting out 225 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque. The LSC version also made a few smart interior changes, ditching digital readouts in favor of classic analog gauges, and it was the very first American car to offer four-wheel anti-lock brakes, which was a big deal at the time. By the late 1980s, the Mark VII LSC had built a name for itself. It wasn't just a soft luxury cruiser. It had earned real respect as a legit sports sedan. No, it didn't exactly outrun the Germans, but it could absolutely hold its own. 1990 Lincoln Town Car. The 1990 Lincoln Town Car, which took home Motor Trend's Car of the Year award that same year, was a bit of a surprise. Proof of what could happen when fresh engineering and design were applied to a very traditional way of driving. Built on the old Panther platform, which was already showing its age back then, the new Town Car still had all the hallmarks of a classic Lincoln. It was big, quiet, buttery smooth, and luxuriously soft on the road. But this wasn't just a rehash of a 1970s land yacht. Lincoln gave it a sleek aerodynamic makeover, added speed-sensitive steering, and even tightened up the suspension just enough to give it some real road manners. It still floated down the highway like a proper luxury car, but now it had a little more poise and confidence behind the wheel. The only thing missing was a more modern powertrain. That came just a year later, in 1991, when Lincoln dropped in a 4.6-liter overhead cam V8 engine. It was the finishing touch the car needed. The result? A Lincoln that wasn't just for retirees or folks who carried photo albums of their grandkids in their wallets. This town car helped bridge the generation gap. It was classy, comfortable, and genuinely appealing to a much wider group of luxury buyers.